Hello, my name is Jumbles Gaming and welcome back to Higurashi. When they cry, I believe is the suffix. Anyways, the teacher's coming. This is gonna just be a cringe fest, I can already tell. The first episode was already an indication. I can't do female voices. I can't do men's voices. I'm just in a paradigm. I am in just a pickle. Quickly, clean everything up. Sotoku, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's... Oh. The teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything. I'm gonna have to restart that. The teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Sotoku, the inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Sotoku was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. Ah, we made it in time. Rise, rise, attention! Mion give out the morning commands. That gives me ROTC vibes when I hear rise, attention! Attention! It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one. Yeah, that reminds me, one of my old teachers actually, before he was teaching at my high school, actually had to teach at a school that did multiple grades at once. I think he had more than one classroom. It had like 4 classrooms for an entire elementary school, so... Naturally, she ends up spending all of her time with the younger kids. Rina and Mion, being the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Rina and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher, Kichun, or Kichi-kun. Easy to understand. Rina took a breath after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. While you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Laissez-faire, I love saying that. Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble later on with these marks. It's not like I'm aiming to go on to a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relaxed than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams. Mi-chan, Kichi-kun is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too. I don't know which one's saying this, so I'll assume it's mine. Or if it was me or Mi-chan. You're such a good and honest kid, Rina. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. What? Thanks so much! Especially you, Rina. Private lessons, just the 2 of us. Private lessons? A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Rina's head. She needs to get that checked out. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So you study just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. Well, knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out here, you can get into a university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having the basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. That is right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant reading them out with an exam. What, so you have just some small town university? I come from a college town, so that's a foreign concept. Usually they attract people from other towns, even if it's at somewhat of a distance. If anyone can get into university, there's no need to be all tight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true, but you should at least know the stuff that's common knowledge. I don't know who's saying this. This old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted throughout the classroom. Ki-chan, we're done! We're done! It's our wonderful lunchtime. In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period. Ki-chan-kun, let's have lunch. Star. I might have been making a very troubled face. Rina smiled brightly at me. Alright, let's eat. There seemed to be different cliques even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls, but we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rina and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoku, and Rika-chan were slowly lugging their desks over as well. Kichi-kun, hurry, hurry! Rina waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't open their lunch boxes. I'm assuming she's saying this, so I'm going to use a different voice. Kichi-san's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crusts like some sort of destitute plebeian. Why don't you just show it to us? Come now. Even though Taku was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, Representative Me, please give the signal a start. At first it was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we are all friends. Let's eat. I can't do all the voice at once. The sound of our little 5-part course echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Beautifully, quote unquote. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Wait, didn't he say there was boys and girls, like plurals? Of course, there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys would just see older boys as scary. Compare that to girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle where everybody was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with the guys, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. My isn't Sir Kichi's lunch extravagant today. My isn't Madame Sataku's lunch extravagant as well. This stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Buying into the fight that Sataku was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross-counter stabbing into each other's lunches. My, how delicious. Oh, this taro is good. The stewed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile. I saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Sataku and Rika... Oh, by the way, Sataku and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too? These taste like Mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't from a mold, they were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. I guess Rika-chan's just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing! Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. Oh. It's nothing for you to boast about. Rita's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know. Seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Rina when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Rina's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Rina's lunchbox constantly. Everyone liked this one. Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good. I hope. It's got high marks for me. Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Sataku and Rika-chan reached over at the same time, and a struggle ensued. Everyone shoveled in a mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Rina's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Rina. I was about to say. But Rina seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. I assume she's saying this because she's the only one. How did you like it? Isn't Rina-san an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Kichi-san. So that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Ki-chan, Sataku. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Sataku's face went pale. Even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower. You can't now. Oh, of course I can. I really can. It's really hard for her to lie. I forgot to set a clock, didn't I? Yep. Whoopsies. I'm just going to set 15 minutes and call it good from this point, because I don't know how much time has passed. Kichi-kun, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You shouldn't be picking on her. Mei-chan too. Rina hurriedly tried to follow up, but Mion laughed haughtily as she drew closer to Satoku. Well, just pretend it's a little home ec lesson. Now then, Satoku, what's this? Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's a Mion made eye contact with me, and within 0.3 seconds I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon wrapped asparagus and giving her two choice shoes, pretty terrible. Well, the yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, the green one is cauliflower. So which, bubbly. The yellow one is broccoli, and the blue one is cauliflower, but the green one is, Do you really know which one is which? How about you just give up? I'd expect no less from the class representative, the oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. I do know. I really do. Then answer the question. I cut now. Ooh, wah, She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. The music's upbeat. How cute! Rina entered a state of euphoria as Satoku bawled her eyes out. Rina was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoku's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile. Raina. Me is picking on me. Cute. It's okay, Rina Uni-chan will take care of all those bad people who tease my little sister. Fwish, boof, bam. It was like a flash of lightning. What was that just now? Both of Rina's fists shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were spread equal on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with matching welts on our faces. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Rina. See, Sutoku-chan? I took care of them. Cute. I want to take you home. Making sure Rina couldn't see it, Sutoku stuck her tongue out at us. Dang it all, using Rina like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. No matter what the day had held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance. Hey, Kichi-kun, tomorrow do you have plans or anything? Huh? It was such a direct question from Rina, I inadvertently blushed. If it wasn't for a date, then wouldn't you do it... If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? Rina saw me lost for words and realized that I'd misunderstood and turned red as well. No, I didn't mean it like that. You see... So apparently that wasn't what she meant. But since it's always fun when Rina's in a panic, I went along with it a little. Oh, really? So... It wasn't meant that way. Huh? Playing it up, I slapped my shoulders, feigning dejection. Kichi-kun, why are you so disappointed? Why? Mi-chan! Unable to hold it in any longer, Mion slapped me on the back. I see. This old geezer never... I see. This old geezer never knew you could push her buttons like that. Huh? What is it? Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach, while Rina flailed around, completely bewildered. I couldn't help but start laughing as well. Feeling just a bit guilty, I ruffled Rina's hair. Kidding, sorry, it was a joke. That was my fault. She really is a cute one. Huh? A joke? Since when? Since when? About halfway through. I assume since she's winking, she says halfway. Halfway? So, Ki-chan, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start. Huh? That means... It was only a momentary lapse, but there was no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by her. Oh, well, you see, saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. So why were you asking if I'm free tomorrow, Rina? Huh? Oh, what were we talking about? It had been so long that Rina had forgotten. That's how long Mion had teased me. It's just, Ki-chan, you probably can't find your way around Hinamizawa by yourself yet, can you? That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times like we were playing pin the tail on the donkey, I wouldn't be able to tell you up from down here. Yeah, I don't think I know how to get anywhere besides back and forth from school. Yeah, so see you tomorrow. We were thinking that Mi-chan and I could escort you through Hinamizawa and show you around. That would be a godsend, frankly. I was happy about the offer. You'll come, of course, right? If I'm free. You're being invited by a girl, you know. If I'm free. You're probably free anyways. If I'm free. I was being stubborn as to not give a clear yes or no. Even though I thought it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scamp to say so up front. Kichi-kun, you're not free? Perhaps? While Mion and I had our rather sour back and forth, Rina peeked over at me hesitantly. Figuring I'd been a bit too rough on her, I just gave in. Sorry, forgive me, I apologize. I'm free. Great! The trepidation disappeared from Rina's face as it blossomed into a smile. Hey now. Oh, I think this is her. Hey now. Hey now. Seems like there's quite a difference between how cold you are to me compared to Rina, isn't there? It seems Mion didn't care for how rude I was to her compared to how quickly I agreed with Rina. But her being annoyed was very interesting, so I pushed Rina forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Let's go, Rina. I combined their names, oops. Maybe it should be just the two of us tomorrow, leave a grumpy old Mion behind. Huh? Whoa. If Kichi-kun is okay with that, then... I'm the one who came up with the idea to take him around. Don't ignore me, Kichi Mabara. I don't know what that means. It'd be great if the two of us could go on a picnic together. Should we bring a basket, Rina? If we're bringing a basket, I'll make all the food. Maybe. Don't you ignore me too, Rina. I'll tell everyone that you two disappeared into the hotel district together. Abuse. Well, then I'm going home right now to start making it. Tomorrow's going to be fun. Later, Kichi-kun. Mi-chan. Bye. This is killing my throat right now. Rina bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all that was left was me standing next to Mion, sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on her face. Are you alright? There's over 2 meters between you guys. Since you've come, they've become sharper. This old geezer's body can't handle that. Or can't handle it. Maybe it'd be easier if you stopped saying stuff that makes Rina want to hit you? Or else this will end up being Mion's slapstick comedy hour. If that happened, the results might be fatal. Don't feel bad, Mion. You're probably the only one who could dodge her jabs. It felt like it was her knee, though. Could it be that we're just hanging out around, or could it be we were hanging out? Could it be that we were hanging around with an unrivaled martial arts master? Maybe someday we'll see her debut in an extreme contact sport. You can't lose to Rina. You need to train up and have a rematch. Oh. Ki-chan, you should. This old geezer will root for you. Me and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Rina's infallible technique. Higurashi, when they cry. You received new tips. We're a mixed grade. We don't have a uniform? Well, that's just the perfect spot to save. I got a minute left on the timer anyways. Perfect. Ah, much appreciated. And as you can see from the clock times, 6 o'clock in the morning. I need to get at least an hour of sleep or something. Or just lay down, we'll see. And then I'll probably get to editing these, which will probably take about 3 hours. Ooh boy, I'm so excited for that. Anyways, I'm liking it so far. My throat doesn't. My ability to not be able to impersonate any voice whatsoever besides my own doesn't. Sorry, I had a yawn. But I'm enjoying it. And if you are too, leave a like on both this and the previous episode. I'm planning on doing all the chapters. But yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Leave a comment if you want me to continue it. Or you want me to do something different. Definitely comment recommendations. Sometimes I don't know what you guys want me to play. So I highly, and I should probably put these beginning of the videos for the people who watch like the first 5 minutes or whatever, and then get off. Ask them what they want. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Jumbles, you've been amazing, and as always, deuces!
If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry, and I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you.